Hi there, I'm Cappy Bubba, but you can call me Dave, and I just made an incredibly irresponsible technology purchase. I bought a KatVR C2 Plus treadmill for VR games. Lets you run around in games. Wow, that might get me up off the couch and I won't be a giant ball of lard. I won't lie, I do have some regrets, but I have lost a decent amount of weight just in 1 week from a massive change in my habits. I've been using the VR treadmill, the Katwalk C2 Plus, for about a week now. I figured I would share with you guys, my thoughts. And before I weigh in on exactly how much weight I've lost, I want to preface this. I'm not your average user. I am way over the weight limit for this thing. The weight limit is 130 kilograms. We got to do some math there. Turns out the weight limit is 286 pounds, and I am starting off at 420 pounds. I think just stepping on this thing is probably voiding the warranty. I wanted to get some exercise, and there aren't a lot of VR treadmill options out there, so I decided to take a chance. Since I'm taking a big chance, I figured if I'm going to crush this thing, I might as well make content out of it and give you guys information. If you're like me, a little bit over the weight limit, you can see if it'll work for you, maybe, or if you should run away screaming. So I'll be your guinea pig. Just to give you some idea where I'm starting at, I am a pretty big old boy. I'm about 6'8", so I'm very, very tall, and I weigh around 420 pounds, at least when I started this journey. I work from home, I sit around a lot, and I don't really exercise all that much. Since I'm a VR enthusiast and I already had a VR setup, I figured, hey, I might as well try this VR treadmill. Figure I'll give you my first impressions and let you know how it works for somebody my size, because I'm pushing the boundaries on everything for this. Every limit that they pose, even the shoe size. First off, let's talk about how I got into this situation of being so heavy. It has a lot to do with Chipotle burritos. I'm sure you understand. Love those things. I'm going to miss you guys so much. I hit 40 and I've been half-heartedly dieting, but I've been avoiding the exercise thing. This majestic body in front of you hates exercise. Oh my gosh. Man, I can make all kinds of excuses as to why I can't do it, like back problems, or I don't feel like it today. Oh, it's raining, melting into the couch, and I'm taking a nap. Different things like that. I have a really overactive imagination for excuses. I don't really want to go run. I don't like the smell of the gym. I found an alternative. I was either going to get a regular old treadmill or a VR treadmill. Spoiler alert. So why? Why did you get a VR treadmill, Dave? Well, I'll tell you why. One day, I saw a video of a lady who was trying to get her dog to take a pill that would make it healthy, a pill that was good for it. And she was like, I'm going to wrap this pill in cheese. And the dog was like, nom, 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 I love that cheese. Oh. And I'm like, hey, I could trick my body by wrapping exercise in cheese. I should probably do that. Oddly enough, eating cheese while exercising defeats the purpose, so I looked for different alternatives. I found out about VR treadmills like 2 years ago, and since all of the technical specs said, oh, you're way too big and fat, and this will probably break as soon as you touch it, you're a big dumb, nom 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 nom, I was like, I don't need to buy one of those things. It'll probably break on me. I took a gamble here. I am way over the weight limit. Way over the weight limit. So, it hasn't broken yet. I've been doing it for a week, been hitting it pretty hard. So I'm going to try and baby it and get the exercise out of it without breaking it in half. Let me go through the last week and give you some idea of what I've been doing and the whole process from getting it in the mail, ordering it, putting it together and everything. So let's just run that down. Oh, and before I move on, no, I didn't play college football. I know I'm a big guy, I didn't play basketball or anything. I like my knees not shattered into paste. So no, I avoided that. And it's that same self-preservation instinct that kicked in that was like, hey, you need to get up off the couch. You need to find a way to make exercise work for you. And so I bought a treadmill. I've never been one to back down from a dubious financial commitment if I have something to gain. Hey guys, listen. Listen, hock to a coin. It's going to be big. So I ordered the treadmill on their website and had several nights of nightmares where I was imagining myself stepping on the thing and it breaking into 1,000 pieces, or, not being able to actually get the strap around me. Different things like that. Just a lot of anxiety about it. It felt like I was taking an enormous risk that it's going to get shipped here and then I'm not going to be able to use it after I put it together. And as soon as you open the package, they make you pay for the return shipping, and it's like, oh no, it's not going to work for me. Oh man, this is really stupid. But things have kind of been working out. So, I figured, hey, I put myself through this, so I can share this information with you guys. And maybe you guys, if you're on the fence about this, you won't be so scared. Now, one thing. While I am sweating already. I turned off my ceiling fan for you guys, so you had good audio, and I am dripping already. Anyway, one thing that I did do while I was waiting for my treadmill, I looked around and I found content creators that were using VR treadmills, and I picked their brains. I was like, hey, you're a pretty big guy, Marty Dude VR. I talked to him a little bit, and he was like, yeah, one problem that I have is, hey, this thing loosens up, like all the bolts loosen up. Nikita Fajita, she was very kind and answered all the questions that I had and is like rooting for me. So thank you, both of them. Also, Jeremy, he's doing World of Warcraft on the Katwalk VR and doing hardcore World of Warcraft on there. So if you get a chance, check out their channels. Very nice people. They answer questions. Jump on Twitch and talk to them, ask questions, and hopefully I'll be able to be on Twitch and kind of do the same thing for you, for anybody else coming along, more aligned to my body style. Marty Dude and Jeremy said, hey, be careful. As a big person, big guy, these things, the bolts loosen up really bad when you put them together. So as soon as I got my treadmill, I got all the bolts and I got thread locker, which is like this blue stuff, right? So normally it's already on the bolts, but there's none on these bolts. So I put thread locker on all my bolts and I put it together, and I haven't had it loosen up yet, but it's only been a week. So I'll keep an eye on that. I'll have to keep you posted. But if you're a big guy like me, I'd probably recommend putting thread locker on your bolts. It was like maybe about 3 hours to put the whole thing together, but that base was the nightmare part of it. Spoiler alert, I do actually fit on the treadmill, but it's an extremely close thing. As far as shoes go, the KatVR shoes only go up to size 14, and I wear a size 15. And that is a problem. My toes do ache when I use this. After about a half an hour, they start to definitely feel it. But since it's kind of different the way you walk on it, I don't actually get blisters yet. And I can usually last maybe about an hour, hour and a half. And then I'm like, I need to take a break and take these shoes off for a little while. But it doesn't make me not want to get back on the treadmill. It just hurts after prolonged use. And hopefully I'll be able to break those shoes in a little bit. I'll have to keep you posted on that though. Another thing is you have this strap that goes around you. For normal sized people, normal folks, it would wrap you around you and stick together with Velcro. And then you have another seatbelt style belt that kind of clips together over top of that padded belt. That padded belt is completely useless to me. I can just barely get the seatbelt version around me. And the first time I used it, I had to suck it in. I wear a size 52 waist. This belt goes up to size 50. So I sucked it in, prayed, and I got it to click. And then I kind of babied it a little while. I've been using it for a week, and so far I can actually click it a lot easier now, which is a blessing, let me tell you. I can actually take the padded belt and kind of, after I click the outer belt together, I can kind of tuck it up under there so it doesn't bite me as bad. Size 50, they're not lying. It just barely is size 50. So if you're way over size 50 waist, you will not be able to use this. Be aware of that. You need to get down to size 50. If you're way over, I probably wouldn't go much over my weight for this thing, but it does feel solid. It doesn't feel like I'm going to break it immediately. I don't know for sure. So just be aware. Some weight problems and waist problems. After a while though, after I struggled, got everything buckled in, I was able to get strapped in, had my shoes on, I started walking. I didn't even put the VR headset on yet. I just tried to see how my gait worked. I couldn't get a normal walking. It doesn't feel like normal walking. The way that it works for me is you kind of have to slide your feet. It's more like a kick scooter or roller skating, right? So you're pushing off with your back foot and you're sliding forward on your front foot. You're pushing off with your back foot and sliding forward with your front foot. So that's kind of the way it's been working for me. It definitely works up a sweat. So it's not like it's not exercise, but it definitely doesn't feel like I'm going for a jog. Once I get into a game and it feels kind of like I'm scooting above the ground, or like a little bit like scooting forward. The footsteps help my brain like process it, but it's very much like one of those dreams where you kind of fly around over the ground, like going around places really fast, you know? I might be the only person who ever has those dreams. Maybe. It's kind of what it's like. You still feel your weight, but you're just sliding around on a slippery surface. Remember those Heely shoes? I never actually got some of those because my feet are always been too big. It's kind of like that. The shoes are a little bit like that, I think. I've never actually had one. If you have any questions about how it feels or like exactly what's going on, get down in the doobly-doo, down there, down in the place up there, down. I don't know which direction I'm going to be facing right now. So the doobly-doo, the comment section, just jump in there, ask me, put a like, put a dislike, put your loathing for me in there. That's totally fine. I don't really mind. Constructive criticism and all that. So yeah, I have lost 10 pounds right now. Been 1 week, which for a normal sized person, that would be a health scare. For somebody who's starting off at 420 pounds and is 6'8", I could drink 10 pounds of water in a day. So I am not super duper excited about that. It is a good thing. It is moving in the right direction, but 10 pounds is within the realm of reason for 1 week for me. So I am not worried about my health or anything. It's fine. I'm fine. I just need to stick to it. And I think the exercise is definitely helping because I have been on a keto diet for like a year, but it's lazy keto. I don't really feel like doing all the weighing and macros and everything. So I've been doing ketogenic meal replacement shakes and just a ketogenic low carb meal in the evenings for a long time. And I've kind of just plateaued and I wasn't getting any kind of weight loss from it. But I've been sticking to it and it's an easy thing to stick to. So I'm going to keep doing it. Once I got this treadmill, everything started to kind of break loose for me and I started to lose a little bit. And I'm like, okay, that's good news. So I've been keeping track all week and I'm going to keep track for a while and see what develops. I am definitely not going to be jumping up and down on this thing or hanging from it and swimming. That just looks painful. That doesn't even look like a normal sized person would have very much fun with that. So I don't want to do that, no. But I'm wondering if that's where they have the weight limit because this thing feels fairly solid. I'm not going to try and break it, but it doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart on me right away. Maybe tomorrow. I have played several games on it. The weakest part so far has been the software. KatVR software that hooks up to the computer that registers everything has been very hit or miss. Some games work just out of the box and some are really a struggle and don't want to work at all, can't even register that they are running, and so you got to play on a default mode. But there are good things about the software, keeps track of your steps. And since I've been working out on the treadmill, I decided I wanted to try and make some friends, and I jumped on Twitch, and every time I've been working out on here in the morning, I have been streaming on Twitch. Check out my Twitch. It's the same username as here on YouTube. I will try and stream here on YouTube too. I don't know how that works, so I'm gonna have to figure it out, I guess. So yeah, I've been working out on the treadmill and I've been streaming on Twitch, hoping that people will come by and I can make some new friends because I would really like to talk to people while I'm working out, but I don't like the smell of the gym and really attractive people frighten me. So I don't want to go to the gym and try and make friends because they're scary people. And I would much rather have nerds and board gamers. I'm a big board gamer. I'm comfortable with nerds and gamers. Yeah. Fit people, terrifying. Absolutely horrifying. I don't know. I don't know how to talk to them. So I will do my thing and they can do their thing and I will play run game in World of Warcraft or Portal or something. Speaking of which, I have tried several games from my library and I just wanted to touch on a few that kind of really stood out as pretty good or interesting in some way. First off, Portal 2. has a mod for VR that is spectacular. It's got some issues at the beginning of where everything's falling apart, like the whole world is falling apart and everything's moving. It's very seasick inducing. But once you get through that, fantastic. I was running around, I completely lost track of time solving portal puzzles. And the nice thing about it is it's a first-person shooter. Has of walking, it's like a marathon, like 26 miles of walking if you beat the entire game, I'm guessing. It just feels like a long, long way. But there's also not a lot of things running around chasing you, making you have to keep sprinting the whole time. You can walk at your own pace, solve puzzles, have fun, and forget that you are exercising, which is exactly what I like about it. So I am doing that. I'm doing that on stream, on Twitch. We'll see if it just keeps going. I know that in a few of the spots, it gets a little jumpy, like you start like flinging around through the air, and gets a little pukey, and it might get pukey. And if it does, I'm sorry, but it's a lot of fun otherwise. The next game I want to talk about is World of Warcraft. There's actually a World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King VR mod that lets you play World of Warcraft in VR on a private server, of course, because, you know, that would be cheating on a regulation server. So you got to play on a private server. I tried it, and wow, that's a lot of walking. That is so much walking. It's like you see a critter over there and you're like, I have to walk over to it. And that's like 20 steps away. And I gotta walk over to that and punch that little critter and get my XP. And then I stand there, I push the button, and then I don't see anything but the animal just exploding color from its face and then dying. Where's the next one? And I look around and I'm walking and I'm walking and I'm walking and I find the critter and I push the button, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta push this button because the cooldown's done, and I pushed that button. Visually not very entertaining, but it's comfort food for video games in VR, and it's nice to be able to, like, I'm gonna take a little walk, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna catch my breath, I'm gonna kill this thing, and then I'm gonna take a little walk, I'm gonna kill that thing, repeat. That is nice. It's something I can kind of lose myself in, right? Also, it's very social, which is great. But that's also kind of the downfall of VR World of Warcraft, because if you're using VR, you are not going to be able to play the game as well as somebody who is a flat screen player. There's a lot of people who are super hardcore about World of Warcraft, and you don't want to let your team down, right? So it'd probably be more of a solo kind of experience for me, because I don't want to ruin other people's times just because I'm like, I gotta be walking on my treadmill here in the World of Warcraft, guys, wait up. I'm gonna hold off on that, but it is very, very interesting. And the next one I wanted to talk about is a actual pure VR game. It is not a mod. I do not only play mods, but the mods out there for classic games are fantastic. This one is Until You Fall. So it's a sword fighting game where you walk up to people and then you fight them with swords. It's got a lot of really cool, neat effects to it. As somebody who's just starting out, it seems like the perfect amount of walking for me. I get a good sweat going when I play that game. The visuals are great. It is a roguelike, so if you die, you just constantly, you're going to be walking from room to room, and just keep going, buddy. Just go that way, kill. Keep going that way, kill. I can do that. The treadmill that I have has haptics on it, which means it's kind of like the rumble on an Xbox controller. That was the first game I turned that on with. And anytime the controller vibrates, anytime I step, I can make it shake my entire body. It shakes the platform I'm standing on. That is amazing. I was like, wow, that is really cool. It adds a whole new level to the immersion of VR to have just the ground shake underneath of you. It's pretty crazy. That does not come on all of these KatVR treadmills, only on the C2 Plus, maybe on their future ones. I don't know, but it is only on the top of the line model, which I bought because I figured I needed to get one that could probably hold my weight. I don't know if there's a major difference between the components on this one and the components on the other one, but that was my logic. So I got the good one. I do not use the seat though, because I will break that in half. I do not trust it. Until You Fall. Very good, highly recommend it. If you are thinking about KatVR, definitely pick that game up. A good starter game, that's for sure. If you have any games that you think I should try on my KatVR treadmill, let me know in the doobly-doo thingy, the comment place. Just etch your comment on the history of this video, and let's start talking about it. If you want to actually talk to me in person, as I said, I am trying to stream every day, or at least every weekday. We'll see how well I stick to my everyday plan. Over on Twitch, every time I'm working out, I'll be on there in the morning, jump on, say hi, give me words of motivation if you can, or berate me for being a big dumb. That's also fine. Just talk to me. But anyway, Twitch, Cappy Bubba, same name as here on YouTube. I, again, will try and stream in both places, but my computer really doesn't like that all that much. So it is not beefy. It is barely doing the VR stuff. Would I recommend the KatVR C2 Plus to somebody else my size, like right now? I really want to. I really do, because it's a lot of fun. It's very immersive, right? But at my size, since I'm so outside the technical specs, I don't know for sure that I'm not giving this metal fatigue or something like that. So I would hold off if you're thinking about it. Let me give it like a month or two and see if it holds up. If it can put up with me abusing it for that long, it probably is worth it, but we just don't know yet. This is just the first impressions right now. So hopefully you find this video helpful. You know, if you're like me, you can reach out and I can answer your questions and try and get you on the right road to maybe getting this, maybe not getting this. Who knows? And hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna wrap it up there. Like, comment, write hateful messages in the doobly-doo, whatever you need to do. All right, I am out of here. Everybody keep strutting your stuff, all right?